I was on hold for some time actually. Okay. All right. So shall we start the class then? Okay. So we were referring the syllabus yesterday's. In yesterday's class, we were referring the syllabus. What all the topics that we are going to cover in this course curriculum, right? So we have referred up to here. Up to here we have referred. Right. So I'll just continue the same. Okay. The syllabus I'll show you guys what all the things that we are covering in this course curriculum. Then after that, I'll show you what is the portal we are going to use. Okay. And uh, the procedure to create a free trial account, and what are the tools that we are going to use, what are the softwares that is needed, and all these things I'll show after I finish this course curriculum. Okay, fine. So guys, any questions, anything to ask before I start today's class? Hi Pranil, good morning. Any questions anyone's to ask before I start the class? It's all good. Yes, no, all set. Okay. All right. All right. So see here, guys, we are going to learn the migration also, migration of storage content across public and private clouds. Okay. There are some concepts that we are covering here. Yes. Databricks is also included in this course curriculum. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it, Pranil. Definitely, we'll give it the soft copy of this course curriculum. Not now. Once the batch gets settled down, I'll definitely give this a soft copy as well. No worries. Okay, fine. So see here now, migration of storage content across public and private cloud. So what I'm saying here, see, storage account is basically one of the services that we are having in Azure cloud computing, and storage account is capable of accepting any type of data. Storage account can, we can keep any type of data in our storage account. Okay, the data could be in any type, any size, any format, any shape. Okay, anything is possible to keep it in the storage account service. And in storage account service itself, again we are having multiple other services like page blob, append blob, blob, file chase storage service, and what we can say, table storage service, queue storage service, okay, container storage, etc. So when we keep the data in our storage account, okay, definitely there might be some requirements where you have to migrate the data. You have to migrate the data from private cloud to public cloud. When your data is in your private cloud, then you have to migrate the data from your private cloud to public cloud. How you can migrate the data, that we are going to learn here. Okay, migrations, data migrations. Okay, see, moving the storage account with storage content across different resource groups based on the real-time scenarios. Okay, so you can move the storage account content and storage account itself also from one resource group to another resource groups on different regions. What is the resource group now? Why we have to create resource group? All these things I'll explain. Just to see the content. Okay, what we are going to learn, what we are going to get here in this course curriculum. Next, migrating the data from on-premises means private cloud to Azure storage account, that is public cloud, using AZ copy. AZ copy is one of the tool. Easy copy is one of the tool we are using here to migrate the data. Okay, this is what forward migration. This is what forward migration means, moving the data from private cloud to public cloud. See guys, how to do, what is the procedure, what softwares are needed, what commands we have to use, all these things leave, don't worry. Definitely I'll explain everything here. I'll show practically each and every single step. No need to worry. Just as these are very initial class for us, I am just showing you what we are going to learn in this course curriculum. Okay, fine. So this is what forward migration. We are moving the data from private cloud to public cloud. Okay, using AZ copy tool. Next, we are having migrating the data from public cloud to private cloud. This is what reverse migration. Okay, this is what reverse migration. Reverse migration means what? A public cloud to private cloud, and forward migration, private cloud to public cloud. This all we are going to learn. Implementing the easy copy commands to migrate the data. Okay, migrating the data from on-prem private to Azure cloud storage service to Azure on-prem, and even cloud to cloud. We are also migrating the data cloud to cloud, means one storage account in one region. Let us take in East US region. We have to migrate the data to Australia region. How we can do cloud to cloud? Okay, that also I'm going to show. These are all the different types of migrations that we are going to learn, guys, practically. Replication of storage account content. Okay, replication of storage accounts, authentication and authorization of storage accounts, and Azure Storage Explorer. So authentication and authorization of storage services means what I'm saying here. Authentication and authorization means providing the access. Okay, and setting up the security, wherein we are mentioning who should access our storage account content, who should not access, if they are accessing, till what level they should access, what kind of access they are going to get, read access, or write access, or contributor access. Variety of different types of accesses we can implement. It's very important. See, Azure Storage Explorer for creating, managing, and maintaining Azure storage services data. What is Azure Storage Explorer? It is again another software. It is again another software or a tool, okay, which we can use. Very important, guys, this one, okay, for creating, managing, maintaining the storage services. I'll show you here many operations. Okay, I'll try to upload the file, I'll try to delete the file, I'll try to give the access, I'll try to maintain the storage account content with the help of a storage account keys and connection string. I'll show installation of Azure Storage Explorer, and what is the purpose of this tool for Azure Storage Account, its purpose and benefits with the real-time scenarios. I'm going to show with this real-time scenarios. Generate shared access signature in Azure Storage Explorer for security implementation of storage account content. What I'm saying here, very important. Okay, storage shared access signature. What is a shared access signature? It is one of the what I can say, core concepts, one of the core concepts of a Azure Storage Explorer tool. Okay, Azure Storage Explorer is a tool. This is a tool or a software, you can say it as. And this shared access signature is one of the core concepts of this tool, very important for Azure data engineers. Okay, for security implementation of storage account content. Storage account content means what, guys? Whatever you are keeping inside the storage account, that is called as storage account content. What we are keeping inside the storage account, as we have discussed yesterday, we can keep audio files, video files, we can keep reels, we can keep documents, files, PDFs, okay, Word document, text document, okay, and social media platforms related content. Every single thing will be accepted inside the storage account. Okay, you can keep in your storage account structured data, semi-structured data, or completely unstructured data. And data lake gen 2 storage accounts. What is Azure data lake gen 2 storage accounts? Azure data lake gen 2 storage accounts is the one which can accept, which can take data of big Hadoop data, okay, big data, okay, and the data which is in I can say terabytes, petabytes, okay, exabytes, zettabytes, even that much of huge volume of data can also be stored in the Azure storage services. Okay, guys, one of the main services that Azure cloud computing is offering us for the Azure data engineers to work upon, to store, to fetch the data. Okay, implementation of Azure storage account replication from one region to another region in case of disaster recovery. Okay, how we can replicate the data in a storage account. Okay, when we are in case of disaster recovery, in case of the data failure, how we can replication, okay, from one region to another region, that we are going to learn. Configuration of authentication and authorization for storage account via Azure Active Directory. So we can onboard the users, okay, and we can provide the access to different users, and we can check after the access, after the security has been implemented, okay, as per our implementation, exactly the user is able to do so or not. Suppose for an example, let us take, I have created one user called Akash. Okay, now I have given only reader access to Akash. Only reader access. Akash can see only my storage account content, not more than that. He cannot upload any data. He cannot delete any data. He cannot edit any data in my storage account. So after I implement the security for Akash, or I have given the read access, I'll show you while doing the testing also, after the access has been implemented, whether really the user is able to do that much only, or he's going to get something else. And after the access has been granted, how to check the user has been granted, what type of access, what level of access, okay, what activities he has done, what's going on with that particular user login. Every single thing will cover here, guys. Okay, fine. Hosting of file share servers, implementation of CDN for blob storage services. This is another module. File share servers is what, guys? This is one of the amazing things. Like, you will do all the things, okay, inside your Azure server, as if like a part of the VM disk, but actually all the content, all the data, whatever you are creating, you are storing, okay, that will be getting saved in your cloud computing. That will be getting saved in your cloud computing. Very important concept. Okay, hosting of file share storage service on on-prem servers or cloud servers. Okay, we can do it in on-prem, okay, or in cloud servers. Okay, and share drive for file share servers. On-prem means what, guys? This is private cloud, and cloud servers means this is public cloud. So how to host the file share servers? Okay, here I am going to explain. I'm going to show you guys. Okay, screen share is stopped. My screen is not getting shared, guys. Yes or no? Screen share is not there. Can I get the responses from others? Okay. Okay. So see, is it going fine? Are you able to see? I'm making my screen up and down. Acha, okay. Fine. So I think Nukala, Divakar. Divakar, can you check now? Acha, okay. Divakar, can you please check now? Okay. All right, guys. So now here what I'm trying to say, Divakar, do one thing, just log in again. Okay. Make an exit from the class and then again make a login. Okay. Might be there is some problem from your end only. Others are able to see perfectly all right. Okay. Yeah. Login again. Thank you. Thank you, Divakar. Fine. All right, guys. So here now, next we are saying here we were, right? Implementing of detailed explanation, implementation and detailed explanation of content delivery network, or front door for blob storage services. What is this one, guys? What is this one? See here, I'll tell you one example about this concept. Just I'm giving you a hint here. What is this concept is about? What we are going to do here, see, there is a new web series launched. Okay, if you take for an example Netflix. What I'm saying, example Netflix. Okay, Netflix. Now, in Netflix, what we are experiencing, we experience that lot of new web series will be launching, right? Telugu, Hindi, English, Tamil, Punjabi, etc. Right? Let us take any famous web series. Okay, let us take any famous web series. Let us take it as any thriller, Money Heist. Okay, Money Heist web series. Okay, season 1, season 2, season 3. Right? What is happening here? In season 1, they are having many episodes. In season one, they're having many episodes, na guys? Episode one, then again, episode two, etc. Like this, also same. We are going to have many episodes here, right? Episode one, episode two, etc. Like this, it just goes on. Fine. Episode one means what? This is video only. Episode one means video only, na? This is video one. Episode one means video one. This is video two, correct? And this season one is launched on date. Let us take on 15th August 2023, or let us take 2020. And this Money Heist web series was super hit. And when the next season 2 will launch on November, okay, 20th November, for an example, 20th November 2022, what will happen here? What will happen? All the people across the globe, in the entire world, who all the people having Netflix subscription, everyone wants to see these episodes, because season one was super hit. It became very famous, right? In 2020, it became very famous. Now, when the season two will launch with different episodes, like with 8 episodes, 10 episodes, everyone wants to watch. Everyone wants to see. So now you tell me, when it is launching on 20th November, okay, millions and billions of people are having Netflix subscriptions, right? Millions and billions of people are having Netflix subscription. Now, everyone wants to watch this on November only. Someone will watch on 20th November, someone will watch on 21st, 22nd, 23rd, in that days only. Because this was super hit web series. You tell me, did we face any challenge, any problem while watching this web series? Any challenge, any problem means, it's getting stuck. The quality is not good. The sound is coming and going. Okay. And the video, the video is loading for 2 3 seconds, then it is getting played, then again it is browsing, it is loading for 2 3 seconds, then again it is getting played. Or the when we were in school, like when we were in fourth class, fifth class, when we used to see the Doordarshan TV, on that time it used to get stuck. The screen will get stuck, the voice won't come, or else the voice will come into multiple small parts stuck. Okay. Are we experiencing these days, okay, in Netflix platform? Though millions and billions of people are watching at the same time, they are having the Netflix subscription, and all are watching at the same time. Is it happening these days now? Screen is getting stuck and all these things? No, absolutely no. Absolutely no. How? Why? Because of this concept called front door, or CDN, Content Delivery Network. What we'll do, we'll keep all the content of our blob storage account, blob storage service, okay, in this content delivery network, which will be in cache memory. It will be in cache memory, and then we'll serve the requested data. Either it is a video, either it is a images, either it's a reels, whatever it is, the end user is requesting, will serve that with the help of cache memory. How to do the caching? How to keep the blob storage service content in the cache memory of Azure cloud computing, that we are going to learn. So if there are billions and trillions of users also, everyone is going to have a smooth experience. That is happening with the help of this technology only, with the help of this technology only. Okay, next, provisioning of SQL databases in private and public cloud computing. Introduction to SQL database, creating of new SQL database, sample SQL database, both in on-prem and cloud computing, planning and deploying of Azure SQL databases, implementing and managing Azure SQL database, managing Azure SQL database security, planning and deploying SQL database in Azure cloud computing with real-time scenarios. Okay, different databases deployment options, how we can deploy the databases, and database purchasing models, vCore and DTUs. Okay, what is this vCore? What is this DTUs? How we can deploy the databases? How we can increase the database size? Okay, how we can increase the compute and processing power for database? Okay, many things we are going to learn. Visualization of cloud database server, database, and validation of data from on-premises. Implementation of firewall security rules on Azure database servers to access and connect from on-premises to SSMS. So the database is in cloud computing. The database we can access from our laptop. How we can do, how we can establish a connection, how we can set up the firewall rules, okay, to access the database table, the content, whatever the data we have kept in our database. All these many things we are going to learn, guys, one by one. Creation of database in on-premises and synchronizing with the Azure cloud computing. Okay, next, database migrations. Okay, we are going to learn even database migrations also. Migrating SQL database from on-prem to Azure cloud computing using Microsoft Data Migration Assistant. This is again one software we are going to use. Okay, see guys, there are many softwares we are going to use. Okay, all these softwares, whatever is needed, I'll tell you so that you can install in your laptops and you can do the practice. You can do the practice. Okay, and all these softwares I'll arrange it for you for free of cost. There is not even a single penny that you are supposed to invest. You are supposed to give, okay, to purchase, to do the labs. Everything will be, we'll try to arrange it for free, no worries. Okay, restoring of database from on-prem to cloud computing, migration of a specific database objects from on-prem to cloud based upon the project requirements. So how to migrate the database from completely on premises to cloud, from private cloud to public cloud, or custom migration also I'll show. Custom migration means what? Only specific things has to be migrated, only few tables. Let us take, if the database is having 200 tables, out of these 200 tables I want only 10 tables to be migrated. That we can do. How? That I'm going to show. Custom migration. Implementation of recovery services vault and scheduling the backups of SQL database and Azure storage account file share services on schedule on demand based upon the real-time scenarios. Okay, so you can schedule the database backups. Okay, first thing. And the second thing is that you can take the backups of the database on demand also. Okay, depends upon. Next, introduction to SQL Server and SQL queries from basics to advanced. Okay, what is this one? Introduction to Azure SQL database queries. We are going to learn many different types of queries, guys. Okay, below SQL queries, detailed explanation, syntax and execution based upon the real-time scenarios. Select query, distinct, where, and or not, order by, insert, null values. Lot of queries we are going to discuss. Okay, null values, update, delete queries, select top queries, min, max. These are all the aggregate functions of a database. Okay, like queries, wildcard queries, inquiries between aliases, joins, inner join, left join, right join, full join, self join, union, group by, having, exist, any, all, select into groups. Lot of different queries we are going to cover as part of a SQL database learning. Okay, fine. Next, we are having data factory. Now here we are starting data factory, Azure data factory here. Okay, deep understanding and implementation, okay, of concepts and components of Azure data factory. What is pipelines in Azure data factory? What activities we are going to learn, like different activities we'll perform to get the data from multiple sources. Okay, process and execute the data and load it also into a destination, data sets and link services. Okay, building blocks of Azure data factory, how we can set up the triggers, what is integration runtime, what is data flow. Okay, these are all the components of Azure Data Factory that we are going to learn. Complete features and walkthrough of Azure Data Factory Studios. Okay, Azure Data Factory is a studio, like it's an inbuilt service that we are having in Azure Cloud Computing Portal that I will explain, guys. Okay, I'll give you the complete walkthrough as well. Different triggers and their implementation in ADF. Schedule trigger, tumbling window trigger, and event based trigger. What is integration runtime? Okay, triggers means what? Automatically it should get started. Okay, the job should get started in Azure Data Factory, with which automatically it will fetch the data from the source, it will process, and it will load that data in the target also. What is integration runtime and different types of integration runtime in ADF? Okay, we are having Azure SSIS, and self-hosted. These are the three integration runtimes that we are having in ADF. When to use ADF, why to use ADF? In detail, I'll explain. In detail, I'll explain when to use, why to use different types of ADF pipelines, dynamic pipelines, parameterized pipelines, and automated pipelines. All these three different types of pipelines we are going to learn. Pipelines in ADF, different types of activities in ADF. Okay, data movement, data transformation, data control. Data sets in Azure Data Factory. What is data set in Azure Data Factory? It helps us to connect our Azure Data Factory pipelines to our source and targets. Okay, link services is that it contains the data. Okay, and it establishes a connection between our Azure Data Factory pipelines to our source and targets. Controls or activities of Azure Data Factory for copying the data across various sources to Azure IaaS and PaaS services. Okay, fine. So here we are going to learn copying the data from blob storage account to ADL Gen 2 storage account, copying zip files. Okay, zip files. These are all the different scenarios, different real-time scenarios which we are going to see at the time of the real-time projects, guys. I'm going to make you learn all this practically. Okay, if zip files are there in your source, how you can take that zip file, okay, from blob storage account to ADL Gen 2 storage account, ADLS. ADLS means what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2 storage account using ADF. So picking the data from one services and loading the data into another services. Okay. Implementation and explanation of metadata control in ADF to find the structure before copying the data. Okay. So before you are copying the data, you want to know the structure of the data, what it is. Then there are certain controls we are going to use, like metadata control. Okay. Using that metadata control, we can find the complete structure of our data. Implementation and explanation of validation and if condition, with if condition. These are all the controls, guys, different controls and activities we are going to use. Copying the files from GitHub dynamically with the use of dynamic parameter allocation using automation process. Okay, copying the data from different file formats like .csv, .xls, .txt, .parquet, .json, .sql using suitable ADF controls and activities to move the data, to fetch the data, process it, and load the data. This all we are going to do with ADF only. Okay, Azure Data Factory. This all we are doing with the Azure Data Factory only. All these things. Fine. Next we are having, okay, next we are having here, okay, scheduling triggers for automation, scheduling triggers for automation to of data flow or data copy to various sources and destination in Azure Data Factory. Okay, implementation schedule based on trigger for different ADF. ADF stands for Azure Data Factory pipelines containing different activities. These are all the concepts, guys. These are all the concepts we are going to learn. Okay. What is Azure Key Vault? Purpose of using Key Vault: storing the storage account keys connection inside the, okay, Azure Key Vault with access policies. Okay. Many things, guys. Okay. Many things. I can't read each and everything. Okay. Just I'm showing you. These are all the things we are going to cover in this course curriculum. Okay. Fine. See, integration of Azure Data Factory with GitHub portal. Okay, with GitHub portal also, I'm going to show how we can integrate the Azure Data Factory and Azure Data Factory with the Azure DevOps portal also. Azure DevOps portal as well as a GitHub portal. Both I'm going to show. Okay, data flow transformations in Azure Data Factory. Okay, here we are using many actually. Okay, inline data sets is what, joins is what, source transformations is what. Practically also I'll show guys. Okay, fine. Implementation of select transformation with data flow for various source control. Okay, using aggregate and sync transformation, conditional split and sync transformation. Okay, exist transformation, derived column transformation. Okay, source transformation and sync transformation again. Okay, data flow to connect to SQL database with source and sync transformation. Union all flow transformation. These are all the transformation guys. Okay, and then implementation of Azure Data Flow to connect to SQL database with source and sync transformation. Lot of things, guys. Rank, dense rank, function, row number, all these things we are going to cover. Next, we are having here Azure Databricks. Okay, Azure Databricks and Apache Spark. Okay, what is Apache Spark? Detailed explanation and implementation of Apache Spark, illustration and elaboration of Apache Spark architecture. Okay, Apache Spark architecture explanation. I'll give you what is RDD, resilient distributed dataset, and DAG, directed acyclic graph. What is these components that we are using in Apache Spark architecture? What is the purpose of these components? Why we are having these components? Okay, all these things I'll explain because in the interviews they will ask you. Okay, Databricks and Apache Spark architecture, different components, the functionality and purpose of the architecture components also. Understanding of different Apache Spark components like, Spark Core, Spark SQL, Spark Streaming, mlib, graphics, etc. Okay. What are worker nodes, slave nodes in Azure Databricks cluster? Implementation of Azure Databricks cluster by considering different worker nodes. Okay. Fine. Implementation of Azure Databricks cluster by considering different worker nodes and slave nodes. Different features and properties of Azure Databricks cluster, like single node, multi-node, photon acceleration, auto turn off Azure Databricks cluster after defining time, after scaling of the cluster. Okay, you can define Databricks cluster with multiple nodes. Multiple nodes here. What is happening with multiple nodes? What will happen with single node? Okay, so the processing and compute power will be very high if you are having multiple nodes. Okay, to represent, to get the data, whatever we want. Okay, auto turn off Azure Databricks cluster after a defined time, auto scaling of cluster, configuration, provisioning of Azure Databricks cluster, etc. Fine, guys. Azure Databricks and Apache Spark cluster features. Okay, creating single node and multi-node clusters, creation of PySpark notebooks, PySpark notebooks in Databricks cluster to fulfill different business requirements. Okay, so in Azure Databricks, I'm going to make you learn how we can write the Python scripts, how we can write the SQL scripts, how we can write the Scala scripts also. We are having different programming languages, right? So see guys, here as in Azure Databricks, you are not going to write the Python script in 15-20 lines. Okay, we'll just write the commands. We'll write small scripts in Python, in Scala, or in our Azure Databricks cluster. Azure Databricks cluster support 4 types of programming languages: Python, Scala, SQL, and R programming. I'll just show you 2 to 3 languages that how we can write in our Databricks cluster and how we can, get the data from the sources and all. So this is what about all the course content, guys, that we are going to learn in this particular course curriculum. This is all about the syllabus. This is the complete syllabus that we are going to learn in this course curriculum. Okay, fine. So this is what I'm supposed to show all of you. Okay, and also I'll give the soft copy for this one after the batch gets settled down. Okay, initially we are having some 4 or 5 demo classes. After that, definitely I'll start circulating all the things. Okay, Mahesh, that's what I'm telling you. Okay, let the batch get settled down. Okay, once we lock the batch, then I'll start circulating you the material, video recordings. Okay, and soft copy of this syllabus. Okay, all right, fine, guys. Now see here, I'm telling you one more thing. All the demos, okay, mostly all the demos or labs we are going to, okay, we are going to do. Yes, Suresh, you will get the demo video recordings, okay, and I think 4 to 5 demos, free video recordings, you will get it for free of cost. You are not going to pay for it. After that, I think you have to pay for the video recordings. I have to connect, you have to connect to Shubham. Shubham is the class admin. Okay, Shubham, can you please drop your number? Shubham, you there? See, guys, this is the guy. Okay, Shubham is the class admin, and this is yesterday's class recording. This is yesterday's class recording. Okay, I'll give you his number. Okay, I think he is not available in the class. I'll give his number. Okay, please get in touch with him for all the doubts. What all the doubts you are having? Okay, get in touch with this guy. He will guide you. Okay, this is Shubham. Okay, this is his WhatsApp number. This is his WhatsApp number. You can call him, you can WhatsApp him, and like regarding the video recordings and what else you want. Okay, you can get in touch with him. He'll provide you the access regarding the fee structure, fee payment. Okay, how you can make the fee payment, all these things. And when it comes to like this, anything like related to the class timings. Okay, class timings, okay, like will be from 7:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. IST. 7:30 a.m. IST. Okay, the class will be for 1 hour daily. Okay, and after that, if any doubts, I'll clarify. Okay, if any doubts after the class, after 1 hour class, I'll clarify the doubts. Okay, fine. The classes will be on Monday to Saturday. Monday to Saturday. Okay, and the duration of the classes will be 45 to 50 days. Okay, more than 1.5 month it is going to be 45 to 50 days. Okay, and once the batch gets locked, locked means what? Now the batch is open, anyone can join, the link is available to everyone. After some period of time, maybe after some 5 6 days, okay, we'll change the link. So the new link will be only getting to the students who have paid the fee. Okay, once we lock the batch, once we change the link, okay, then the new link will be given only to the students who have paid the fee, kind of. Okay, and then I'll start circulating all the things, like I'll start circulating the material, soft copy of the course content if you need it, soft copy of course content. Okay, and recordings of all classes. Okay, assignments. Okay, And what I can say here, interview question and answers. Okay, certification dumps for Azure data engineer. Okay, sample resume. Okay, I'll give you the sample resume. I will make you understand how to create the resume. Okay, fine. Is that clear? And notes I will provide the complete material here. Okay, full material. Okay, you will get it in a soft copy. Okay, you will get it in a soft copy. Okay, and we'll do two projects, two live projects. We'll do two live projects. We'll do. Okay, for your understanding. These projects you can tell in the interviews. In the interviews, you can tell you have done these projects as part of an internship and all. If you are projecting yourself as fresher, if you're projecting yourself as fresher or experienced professional, mostly this is for experienced professional. I'll say assignments. What all I'm going to give these assignments. If you do all the assignments, then you can easily crack the interviews, guys. I'm telling. Okay, 95% of the syllabus, 95% of the syllabus, okay, I'm covering with labs only. My way of teaching is completely labs, full to full labs. Initial 4 or 5 days, I'll show you the fundamentals of Azure data engineering. After that, once I start the labs, then until the last class, I'll show you the labs only. Okay, and for your labs, for your hands-on, correct now. If I'm showing the lab in the class, then it is must that you have to do the practice. Okay, now to do the practice, you need to create a free trial account. You have to install many softwares. I'm going to show you what all softwares you have to install. All that softwares, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you all the softwares to install in your laptop. Okay, I'll give all that softwares. I'll share in either via Google Drive or Google Classroom. No need to worry. Okay, everything will take care of, guys. All these things will take care of. No need to worry. The only thing that we want from you, the only thing that we want from you is be regular to classes, be regular and punctual to classes. Be regular to punctual to classes. I need 100% attendance, guys. I need a 100% attendance. 100% attendance I need for each and every student in the class. Rest everything will take care of. Okay, and read the material. Okay, read the material completely. Okay, and do all the labs. Whatever I'm showing or I'm doing. Okay, in the classes, do all these labs. For sure, you will get a good job. Azure data engineer's job will never lose this, even in any worst circumstances also. in any worst circumstances also. Why I'm telling this? Because see, if there is any recession comes in, if there any market down comes in, if there is any economic crisis comes in, Azure data engineers, Azure database administrators, Azure database developers, mostly the backend technologies jobs are safe. Why? Because see, the data is getting generated for sure. See, I'll tell you one example. In COVID, okay, in COVID 2020, the situation was very worst in everywhere. The situation absolutely worst in every country. Correct or not, guys? Either you take India, you take China, you take US, you take Italy. Okay, any country you take, the situation was very worst. Even in that situation, also, what was getting generated? Data was getting generated. What was the data getting generated? The data getting generated was how many people, okay, affected with COVID-19. Okay, how many people died? How many people hospitalized? How many people got saved? Is there any casualties or not? Okay, how many people traveled from China to different parts of the other countries? Okay, correct or not? This is what the data. Now you see lot of reports that is available related to COVID-19. For every country, they were giving us, like, in this country right now, the COVID active patients is this much. What is that? That is data only, na? And that data only we are taking, we are processing, and we are, you know presenting in the form of BI reports, Tableau, Power BI, etc., etc. So data generation will never ever get stopped, whatever it is. If data is getting generated, then definitely data engineers will be getting great jobs. Getting it? Is that clear or not? Am I making sense or not? Azure developer will do the project web application development. Okay, Azure developer will use the web application development, like, they will do the coding in Azure PaaS services, and that coding would be .NET, that coding would be Python, kind of using Azure cloud computing services. The Azure developers will write the code and they will do the web application development. And Azure data engineers means what? Azure data engineers use Azure data services and they will extract the data. They will fetch the data. They will process and execute the data, and they will load it at a particular destination. And that destination could be storage service, data lake storage gen 2, MS SQL database, Cosmos DBs, or GitHub, or DevOps, or file share servers, or JSON files, anything. And from there, after the Azure data engineers loaded the data into destination, then what will happen here? The data scientist will start working on top of the data and they'll generate the reports. They'll do the analysis of the data. We are the people who are making the data. We are the people who is processing the data. We are the people who is fetching and loading the data. We are the people who is, making the data in a structured format, from semi-structured to unstructured. And data scientists are the people who are representing the data. Data scientists are the people who are using, again, different tools, different services, different technologies, okay, to represent, to show the data to the clients, to the board of directors, etc., etc. Getting, guys? Is that clear? Okay, so what I'll do, guys, in tomorrow's class, I'll show you what are the tools that we are going to use, what are the softwares we are going to use, okay, in this entire course curriculum. And no need to worry, guys, everything I'll give it to you. All softwares I'll provide. No need to worry. Directly, you can go ahead and you can install the softwares in your laptops, and then you can proceed further for your labs. All right. So, any questions, anyone, guys? Anything to ask for? Any questions? How is the classes going on, guys? Is it going good? My name is Gareth. My name is Gareth. You can see my name here on top. See, this is my name. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions, anyone? Anything to anything before I close the class? Any doubts or any thoughts or any plans? No questions? Yeah, Azure Synapse is basically Azure data scientist role. Okay, but we'll try to see Azure Synapse also. No problem. Okay, if time permits, Parida, I'll definitely cover the basics of Azure Synapse. Basically, Azure Synapse will be used by Azure data scientists, not by Azure data engineers. Yeah, PySpark we are covering. Yes, PySpark we are covering. Databricks, PySpark, okay, and Databricks architecture. All these things we are covering. Yes, yes. Charu, you can attempt. You can take an attempt. Yes, you can take an attempt for DP203 certification after this course. Yeah, Azure Databricks we are covering. Atul, we are covering Azure Databricks as well. Okay. All right, guys. I'll close the class for today. We'll connect again tomorrow, same time. I request all of you to please join the class on time. Okay, so that I can also start the class on time and then we can proceed for the other concepts. All right, guys. So tomorrow I'm going to show you, okay, what are the tools and softwares we are going to use, what is the platform we are going to use, how we can create an account in the platforms, what are the softwares needed, and all these things I'll show it in tomorrow's class. Then I'll start with the material. I'll give you the glimpse of the material also, how the materials look like and all. This I'll show it, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking up the class. Okay. We'll meet again tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Have a nice day ahead. Take care.